Assalamu alaikum. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. As you know, most Americans are locked down. Well, not just Americans, actually. All around the world, people are told to stay inside of their homes because of this virus that's going around. So I hope you're all maintaining and staying sane and healthy as possible during this pandemic. For those of you who have contracted the virus, I pray for each and every one of you. May Allah make it easy for you, inshallah, and speedy recovery. For those of you who have not contracted the virus, but you've chosen to stay home and follow the orders, I salute you. It's our responsibility to look out for each other, and by staying in our homes, we help keep other people healthy. So way to go. As you know, I've been self-isolating for about 2 weeks. This is my third week, so I'm on like 2.5 weeks, and it's getting better. The first week was really hard with the two kids. Before self-isolation, my kids went to daycare and I worked full-time, so it's been a big change for me, but I'm adjusting and so are they. So today's video is going to be short and sweet. I'm not going to ramble on and on as I normally do. I just wanted to share with you 5 tips for surviving self-isolation with toddlers. So my kids are 1.5 and 2.5, and they're both pretty high strung, pretty high maintenance, and I am not very patient. I get frustrated easy. I have ADD. I have OCD. So I like to run a tight ship, but it's really hard to do it with little kids. So I'm doing my best to get through this. And to get through it without losing my cool with them or without having too many personal breakdowns. So tip number 1, make time for yourself, but also make time for them. So what I mean by this is, in order to be good for them, you have to be good for yourself. So steal minutes for yourself when you can. Right now my kids are both napping. I just made a fresh cup of coffee. I'm making this video, but when I'm done, I've got a bunch of other things I'd like to do online. I'm going to take this time. They might sleep an hour. If I'm lucky, they might sleep 2. So this is my time. I'm going to steal it. I'm not going to clean during this time. I'm not going to pay bills. I'm going to use this time to do something that I want to do, just to refresh myself. If I want to take a nap, I'll do it. If I want to watch a show, I'll do it. And that's what you need to do too. Whatever you got to do to get yourself through it, to survive mentally, because these days are hard. And then the other side of that coin is make time for them. My kids are used to a lot of stimulation and a lot of one-on-one because they go to daycare. So when they start whining or doing things that they don't normally do or attention seeking, this tells me I'm not giving them enough attention. So at that time, I have to put my own needs aside and deal with them first. Give them what they need, play with them, maybe get the blocks out and build something, color with them, cuddle them, whatever they need to get them through the next few hours. That's how we're taking it, hours at a time, not day by day, but with little kids who have short attention spans. You know, for example, this morning Yassine was just throwing fit after fit after fit, and he's not normally like that. He's normally pretty calm. So I just stopped what I was doing. I held him in my lap for a while. We sang some songs, and then after that he seemed really good for a few hours, and then now he's sleeping. So alhamdulillah, it's been a good morning, but this works. So tip number 1, make time for them, make time for you. Number 2, be flexible with rules, but be consistent with routine. So routine is very, very important for small children. Still get up at the same time every day like you used to when you went to daycare or work. If you got up at like 5 or 6 a.m., maybe you don't want to wake them up that early, and I don't blame you. But for my schedule, I used to have to be to work by 9, so we'd leave the house at 8. So if they get up around 8, that's pretty good. And bedtime, they used to go to bed much later, actually, because when I got home from work and then I still had dinner and all these things to prepare. Now that I'm home all day, we're able to put them in bed a little earlier, so they're going to bed around 9 versus they used to go at 10 or 11. But just keeping a routine, like the same wake up time, the same lunch time, nap time, bedtime. This is really important for them, and it's really important for you, because if you can set up these milestones throughout the day, then it gives you something to look forward to, and it keeps them on track. So be consistent with your schedule, but be flexible with the rules. For example, if you don't allow your children to watch TV, maybe this time you'll want to let them watch a little bit of TV just because they're bored. They're not used to being inside all day. It doesn't have to be Nickelodeon or Disney Channel or any of these things. We know that too much TV is bad for kids, especially small kids. We know that there's so much propaganda and hidden messages in cartoons and inappropriate things, even in kids' cartoons, that you don't expect. There's so many inappropriate things that we don't want to expose our children to. But you don't necessarily want to sit there and watch every single episode of every single cartoon either. So I'm not suggesting you just turn on anything, plant them there with some goldfish, and that's it. But let them have a little bit of TV just for your own sanity and for them. You could find some like educational shows, like I turn on alphabets, I turn on numbers, I turn like Islamic cartoons for kids. If you're not a Muslim, you could find, I'm sure, Jewish cartoons or Christian cartoons or Buddhist cartoons or whatever your higher power might be. I'm not sure what's available, but I know that YouTube has so much, and I'm sure you can find something that's appropriate for your children. Another thing, like, I don't like the house to be messy. As I mentioned, I'm a little bit OCD. So if they try to take all the pillows or blankets out of the drawers or off the couch, it really makes my anxiety go through the roof. I don't know why I would care, but something about mess really gets my anxiety going. But I've been just letting them put all the cushions and all the pillows in a pile, and they're jumping on them, and it stresses me out, and I have to turn the other cheek, and I have to step away from it. But for hours, they will play like that. And long as they're happy and safe, that's the most important thing. So be a little flexible with the rules. If you don't usually let them climb on the furniture, let them climb. If you don't let them watch TV, let them watch TV. If you don't usually give them cake or ice cream, maybe now's the time to put them in the high chair and give them a popsicle, you know? I don't usually give my kids cake or ice cream because it's messy. Not just because it's unhealthy, but mostly because of the mess. I'm going to be honest, I don't like all this all over them. But lately they've had some ice cream and things like that, and they appreciate the little treats. Number 3, try something new or buy something new. So when I say this, the first thing is, I know you can't go out shopping because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be inside. And maybe you can't afford it, because right now everybody's trying to be very conservative because we don't know what the next couple months is going to bring. Not everybody has a big budget. So if you can afford to buy something new, buy something new. Like, my husband went to Walgreens and they had Matchbox cars for $1 a piece, and he bought like 10 of them. And then every time my son gets a little bit whiny or a little bit bored, he'll bring out one car, and that's like, it's a mood saver. You know, for 99 cents, we save the mood, we save the day, not a big deal. I recently, when the state issued the lockdown, I went to Target and I bought my kids a slide. It was $34.99. It's a little tyke slide. I'll insert a picture. It was hard to find. I went a couple times to different places looking for this slide, and I couldn't find it. And I looked at other like climbing things, but they were in the hundreds. So I knew I couldn't afford to do that. I just wanted to get something to keep them busy, something they never had before. So I bought the slide, and it's been great, and they loved it, and they play on it all the time. So the best $35 I've spent in a very long time. If you can't afford to buy something new, how about try something new? Like, usually you have macaroni. You know, make some macaroni necklaces or some macaroni art. Have them help with dishes or laundry. Those things are things you got to do anyways. Like, my kids love playing in water. The 2-year-old, especially now that he's a little able to understand a little better, I've been letting him help with the laundry. So we'll say like everything blue is going in or everything black is going in. So he's learning colors, he's helping, he's having fun, and then he gets to play in the water a little bit as the water's coming out. So just try to get creative. Think about things you never thought you would do, and that's what you need to do, because that's how you keep kids entertained. Number 4, spend some energy. Kids are full of energy, and if they're stuck inside all day, that energy has nowhere to go. So it just comes out with whining and frustration and attitude. So we need to get some of that energy out. And what's the best way to get the energy out? Let them jump on the bed. Let them jump on the couch cushions. Keep them safe, but let them have some fun. Go for a walk if you can. If you're in a safe place where there's not a lot of people, you can keep your distance from them, social distancing as they say. Put them in the stroller, take them for a walk, let them get some fresh air. If you can't do that, just look for like things inside, like go to YouTube, search out songs or like dance videos for kids, dance with them, exercise with them, just get that body moving and burn those calories, get that energy out. With that being said, also don't give them a lot of food that gives them a lot of energy. Like don't give them a bunch of sugar. I know I said ice cream and cake, but if your kids get hyper from ice cream and cake, don't do it. Don't torture yourself and don't torture them, because the kids are going to be all wound up with nowhere to go. So, you know, try to get some of that energy out. And then 5, and I tell you and I tell myself, be patient. These days are not easy. It's not easy to stay inside, and it is not fun, and they're not enjoying it, and you're not enjoying it. Nobody's really having fun. I know when I said, okay, me and the kids will stay in, I thought it was going to be so much fun. I will teach them so many things. I will homeschool. They're 1.5 and 2.5. But the 2.5-year-old, he is learning colors, numbers. He can say his numbers in English and Arabic. He knows a little bit of Spanish. So I thought, this is such an incredible opportunity that I will use to teach these kids some things that they don't know. We will study Quran. We will learn our ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. We will learn our body parts. No. We do, now that we're getting into a routine, we are able to go over like more and more things, like more colors, teaching them how to pray. You know, they're little, but you know, don't expect too much, you know. This isn't your one and only shot to teach your kids everything you have to teach them before you go back to work or before they go back to school, or you know, take it little by little. And if it helps you to set goals, like these are my goals for the day, but just be patient with yourself. Don't expect too much from yourself or from them. This is a unique situation to be in. To not just take your kids and go to the grocery store, or take your kids and go to the park, or even like if you're used to working but now all of a sudden you're home with kids, that's hard too if you're not used to it. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, you probably go out, you know, during the week and run errands. You grab yourself a coffee, you might hit a drive-through, you'll go to the pharmacy. Now you can't do that. I mean, you can, but I don't think you're taking your kids. I know I'm not taking mine. Mine kids haven't been in a grocery store or a pharmacy or anywhere where there's people in weeks. And so be patient, you know, work through it little by little. It will get easier, I promise. So that's it. My 5 tips. Make time for you. Make time for them. Be flexible with the rules. Consistent with the schedule. Try something new or buy something new, whatever is more appropriate for your situation. 4, burn some calories, burn some energy, get those bodies moving. 5, be patient. And that's it. I hope you're all doing well. I will keep you in your prayers. Please continue to pray for me and my family as well. May Allah protect us all and make it easy for each and every one of us. Until next time, stay safe. Bye-bye.